Hey YouTube, it's me, therefore, here to bring you an awesome, fantastic, most informative update of a couple weeks. Today is March 7th, 2013, and finally, the guys over at Mojang have released the pre-release for Minecraft 1.5 titled the Redstone Update. Today I'm going to bring you an awesome, new, fantastic new review about all the newest features. I've done multiple snapshot reviews in the past, but this is going to be an all-encompassing review about everything I've done in the past, encompassing everything from the previous snapshots to today, and the official Minecraft 1.5. As you can see on the screen, in the little corner, there's a Minecraft 1.5 official little logo, label, blah, 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 blah. But yep, so I'm going to bring you through the cool workings of Minecraft 1.5, all of its awesome new features, and first, before I actually get into the game, I want to read off the changelog, which I'm going to be putting on the screen immediately right now. And now, let's go reading this off. Alright, so, mainly, of course, in the previous snapshots, we've had the redstone comparator, which is pretty cool. There's the hopper, which of course you guys have all seen and love, which is awesome. You can do some really cool creations in there. There's the dropper, which is similar to dispensers, but it always drops the item instead of putting a water bucket in there. Instead of dropping the instead of creating a water source, it would now drop a bucket of water. They added activator rails, which I've shown in previous videos, which will activate TNT minecarts and send them with the average TNT fuse to exploding into a wall. Cool thing is that it won't actually destroy your rails, so your rails will be all safe and cool. Also, they've added a daylight sensor, which senses the daylight and sends a higher or lower signal of redstone depending on the amount of light it's getting, but it has to be daylight generally, or glowstone generally doesn't make it work. They've added the trap chest, which activates a redstone signal when a person opens it, so you can trap all your buddies and be like, hey bro, there's all these diamonds in here. Open the chest, whoop, explosion of TNT. Also, they've added the weighted pressure plates, which I have shown, and the two different types of pressure plates is the light one and the heavy one. The light one takes a lower amount of blocks, and the heavy one takes a larger amount of blocks, up to 3 stacks to get a perfect 100% quality redstone signal. They've also added the block of redstone, which is just a permanently on block of redstone to help you out for doing random piston things, generally because you can't really put a redstone torch on a piston. So that's what the block of redstone generally help you do. They've added the nether brick, which is pretty much created taken by netherrack, smelting into a furnace and becomes a nether brick, so you actually can make those awesome nether fortresses in the overworld. They've also added nether quartz, so you can actually make those daylight sensors and redstone comparators, and the ore. They've also added a block of quartz, which you can find in the world randomly. A new effect for new command for the scoreboard stuff. No, new command for the just the terminal stuff like that. Which activates something called scoreboard, so your actual characters can earn scores and stuff like that. So say, I'm not sure how it works exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's like per amount of kills, points, pretty much a way to actually track your current leaderboards and scores in the current game. They've also added the effect, which I imagine is probably something like a potion effect, like slow, fast speeds, high jump, feather fall, stuff like that. They've also talked about naming containers and mob eggs, which I've shown in the past, which is pretty cool. I have another example in the my average little setup world where I have like the little objects on little display frames, and then their real world counterparts, well, they're Minecraft world counterparts, and to be proper, I guess. Inventory management has been changed, like I just mentioned, where you actually drag and place a whole bunch of diamonds. Say if you click on an item and drag it over the entire chest one by one in a little zigzag, it will individually distribute all those items to individual parts in that chest, which I'll show you guys. They also made sure the nether quartz actually spawns in the nether, and another cool feature, they've added something called smooth lighting settings, so you can actually change whether you want no smooth lighting, minimal smooth lighting, or maximum smooth lighting to make it look off, either have it off, medium, or higher end to make it look to help boost performance. And say if someone's running on a lower end rig and they want to at least have some smooth lighting, they just use minimal, so it's a little bit less on the performance hit, which is kind of cool. They've also added more detailed death messages, which we'll show in the later, figure out how to pull those up without dying too many times. More hostile mobs have become even more hard in the hard difficulty. Tons and tons and tons of bug fixes, and apparently, as always, they have removed Herobrine, even though apparently it's been gone forever, but no one's been able to actually find them. Alright, so that was a doozy, so let's get right into the actual gameplay, and this little message is going to go away now. Alright, so let's get into this. Single player, open up my 1.5 world that I created. Open it up, and here we are. We are in our original world, the brand new world with Minecraft 1.5. Over here, you have a little, I don't know, Stargate, Warp Gate type deal. I don't know. Built it out of the quartz blocks, and now you can see how they look. This is the pillars up there, the chiseled stones, and the quartz blocks, and of course the stairs. All right, so on to the main things that are added in the new snapshot. Well, added in the new Minecraft 1.5 update. So we've got the redstone comparator right here. That's his little icon. And there's that. It takes two signals and compares them to each other. If one's higher than the other, it sends a signal. And it's pretty complex stuff, but it's pretty cool redstone thing. I'll make a more in-depth video about all really in-depth redstone things at a later time. Alright, so on to the next thing. We've got the hopper right here. That will literally just take items, drop it into there, and whoops, there we go. Drop them into there. They'll go into its current little item hopper inventory, I guess, and drop them at the bottom or into a dropper, for instance. And then speaking about a dropper, now into the next thing. The dropper, as I said, instead of actually being like a dispenser and actually like shooting out the item, it will actually just drop it out like simply using a redstone signal. On to the next thing. We have a daylight sensor over here, which I talked about. The trap chest, which you can see is identifiable by the little red around the we want to say the lock on the chest. Yeah, I guess like the lock thing. Yeah, I guess it's a lock. But yeah, we've got the weighted pressure plates. The light one is the I want to say the light one is the gold one, I think. No, yeah, the light one is the gold one, and the heavy one is the iron one over there. This is the redstone, or the block O redstone, which is a permanently on block of redstone, which I can show you. Just doing that, and as you can see, it's immediately on. No little levers or anything right there. Over here, I've got the anvil, like I've said, and you can make a chest o' diamonds. As you can see, you can rename those. Also, as I'm speaking about the cool and new inventory management, what you can do is you take this, drag, 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 and drop. As you can see, it sort of spreads those out without having to do one by one by one by one, making it harder and spending more time on doing pretty much nothing. Alright, so here's an example of what the dropper between the dispenser. Alright, over here we've got the dropper with water buckets in them. We've got 3 of them. And over here we've got the dispenser with a water bucket. If we hit the little switch right there, or button, as you can see, it just drops the water bucket right there, and the dispenser will actually drop it, create a water source like a shower. So you can go showering yourself all cool and stuff. There we go. So if you hit it again, drops another one on the dropper and just turns off the signal on the dispenser one, which is pretty cool. Also, if you haven't noticed, you're both able to put upside down, and you can also put them right side up, like this with the dispenser, and create a upward firing arrow system for whatever reason. You can also put it down, so have arrows fire on your opponents or something like that. Whatever your creative mind wants it to do. But yeah, alright, so over here we've got the the nether quartz ore. This is actually the actual block. That's the item you get. That is also right up there is the nether block. That's one of the nether brick block. Or the nether brick, yes. It's the actual nether brick for creating nether bricks. Over here we actually, that's useless. Over here we've got the different quartz blocks. Obviously the items just rendered in the display frame as the block itself. There's the chiseled. There's the pillar, stairs, quartz stairs, and the block of quartz. Alright, so on to talking about, as I did mention that there was some really cool things you can do with the hoppers, and over here I set up a little automatic furnace. Up at the top you put in your raw pork chops or whatever you want to smelt, like, let's grab, I don't know, let's say some cobblestone or something, just to be simple. Drop it in there when it's ready, or whatever you want to have smelted. It goes into the furnace right here, and as you can see, you have your coal and your raw pork chops in my case. And boom, creates the raw pork chop. Over here, we've got our item hopper full of coal, and a chest which would have coal in it if all the coal hadn't dropped into the hopper. And that's a pretty cool way to keep your furnace stoked with coal. So if you have a massive amount of coal, just drop into this chest over there, and it will only really fill up what it needs. Just the hopper will fill up to its maximum amount of capacity. If it doesn't really have any room, if it is completely full, and the rest of the stuff will actually go back into the chest. And at the bottom of here, we have another hopper, which is actually taking items from the bottom of the furnace and putting it into this chest right here. As you can see, we already have 30 cooked pork chops, which is a really cool thing. So you can pretty much just set this up, create a couple of them in your little base. Just all you need to worry about is keeping a steady amount of coal and a nice amount of items at the top. You can actually say if you had this at your top of your house, you could actually just create a what do you want to say, like a little drop chute with some water flowing into it, with a smeltable thing. So you just drop, like, just hit Q on a bunch of random items down a little chute, and it goes into the top of the hopper, and whatever needs to be smelted will get smelted, and then go to another chest to be stored, which is pretty cool. And then you could, if you really wanted to be crazy, and you can make an entire massive automatic sorting hopper furnace thing where everything gets sorted and sorted and sorted and all that good stuff, and then you have just massive room full of every single thing smelted and wonderful, and it's all perfect and wonderful. But yeah, so that stuff gets a lot more complex, full of redstone and hoppers and all that good stuff. But yep, guys, this is a big, massive update. I am so happy it's finally here. Also, if you didn't notice on the little picture I posted in the beginning of this video, it says the actual release date for this update is next week, March 13th, which is a Wednesday. So all you guys who don't really want to trust, who don't really want to play around with the snapshots yet, wait for Wednesday, and then Wednesday is going to be your day of celebration then, yeah. Because the official Minecraft 1.5 update will be here for everyone, and then all you mod makers can start rolling out all your new mod updates, all that good stuff. Also, some new features coming up in the future months after 1.5. There's going to be a new mob implemented in 1.6, and I imagine even cooler stuff as we approach the closer date to the Minecraft API, which hopefully they'll finally release with 1.6 or something like that. They said they were going to release it with 1.4, but whatever. They'll get around to it eventually, and then finally things don't need to be updated as often, and it makes it easier for all mod makers to update things. Alright guys, this has been Therefore Here, bringing you a fantastic, informative, wonderfully awesome Minecraft 1.5 Redstone update video. Peace out and have a fantastic day.